here, and today I have a mystery for you to solve. The title of this lesson is Mystery Graphs. So give me a thumbs up if you like mystery, solving mysteries. Today you're going to be looking at clues and solving mysteries. So think for a minute about this. We'll start off with a little riddle. So unpuzzling a weather mystery. What clues can help you solve this riddle? What can clap without any hands? Share with someone sitting near you. Yes.
Water. You can clap with your feet. No. Yeah.
All right, who has an idea? Who can clap without any hands? What do you think, Leo? Water. Water? What do you know? What are your clues from here that you're looking at that make you think about water? You see water in there? Yeah. Wait.
Thunder.
Thunder. And what are your clues that make you? We got some similarity signs there. What are some clues that make you think thunder?
The words above the picture.
The words above the picture. What can clap without any hands? Is there anything else besides
Clap.
the clap? Yes, like a clap of thunder. Got it. Yeah. And then there's something happening. Quinn, is there something happening in the picture that makes you think about thunder?
It might be rain.
Yeah. Annie?
I think it would definitely be something in a storm, not like sunshine or something, because it's dark.
Yes, because it's dark, so probably not being in sunshine. Yes. So I believe the answer is thunder. All right. So today, here are our goals. And I'm going to be continuing to come back to these, and then you can be thinking at the end of class, were you able to achieve these goals? Were you able to examine weather data? This is what we're going to do. Examine weather data patterns to draw conclusions in order to make a claim. There's a lot of words in there. We're going to take that apart. So we're going to be observing, drawing conclusions, and making a claim. We're also going to be critiquing the reasoning of other people by defending or debating other students' claims. So you're going to be defending, debating. You're going to be reasoning, critiquing. So there's going to be some interaction between students as you are critiquing what other students, what your peers are thinking. And our focus question is, how can weather patterns inform location? So I'm going to leave these up here. I wrote them here because we're going to continue to come back to them. So looking at the data patterns to draw conclusions and make a claim, and critiquing the reasoning of others by defending and debating their claims. Okay? So first, some important vocabulary. A claim. Raise your hand if you're familiar with what a claim is. People. Mason, you want to try to explain?
It's sort of like a claim is like you like claim something.
Yeah. Claim something. Do you have to add to that, Erin?
It's like when like you insist that something is true.
You're insisting that something is true. Yeah. Like if I made a claim, I said, it snowed today. Okay? Some people might say, no, it didn't. Yeah, it did. No, it didn't. Well, I'd have to try to prove it somehow. So the important part of
No, that was sleep.
having claims is being able, still my turn to talk, is to be able to support it with evidence. So I might be able to say, oh, look, let's go look outside. Oh, it's still snowing right now. Oh, look, there's snow on the ground. Or, oh, there's not. We looked at the weather. They said it was just sleet. So we could, would have to find some evidence. Did it snow? Yes. Did it not? We need to get some evidence. So today is all about supporting your claims with evidence. Because we could think yes, no, yes, until we find the evidence to prove whether what our claim is accurate or not. Okay? So we're going to be looking for the evidence. I want you to watch this short 3-minute clip of Moby describing what a claim and evidence are. This is talking more specifically about doing experiments, but it still applies to what we'll be doing today.
How do I answer a scientific question? One helpful approach is CER. That stands for claim, evidence, and reasoning. Your claim is a single sentence that answers the guiding question, the scientific question that you are trying to answer. But your claim can't just be a hunch or a random guess. It needs to be backed up by evidence. Evidence comes from your observations, all of the relevant information you've collected. You'll connect the evidence and the claim using reasoning. That's a description of how and why the evidence supports your claim, including all the scientific concepts and definitions that helped you arrive at your answer. Altogether, your claim, evidence, and reasoning will form a scientific explanation, a logical and convincing argument that makes sense of a phenomenon. It may seem like a lot to piece together, but don't let it overwhelm you. Focus on the individual parts and you'll get there. You can start with the claim, your answer to the guiding question. How do I arrive at a claim? Above all, it has to be objective, based in fact. So examine the observations you've made one by one. Ask yourself, do any of these suggest a possible answer to the question? You might notice certain patterns, like that this observation lines up with that measurement, and they both point to a certain answer. Once you have a claim in mind, it will be easier to see which observations provide the strongest support for your claim. These observations will become your evidence. But don't just forget about all the observations that don't support your claim. Give a fair look at all the observations and revise your claim if you need to. Now that I have my claim and evidence, how do I build an explanation? Here's when you really got to put on your thinking cap. This is where you justify how your evidence connects to your claim. That's reasoning. It lays out all of the scientific concepts and definitions that help you piece together your claim from your evidence. That way, others can follow the logic of your explanation or argument. So, if you're making a claim about what causes brain freeze, your evidence might include information about how signals travel from the mouth to the brain, and how changes in temperature affect blood vessels. And your reasoning will likely mention something about the nervous system. It can be useful to talk it through with a friend. They can help you see if your explanation makes sense. Or they might challenge what you got with new evidence or an idea you didn't consider. That's your cue to go back and revise what you've come up with. And that's okay. Building scientific explanations is a process, even for the pros.
I'm a teacher just like you. I teach 6th grade science, and if you're anything like me,
So our main ideas that we are focusing on are our claim, our statement of fact that we are asserting is true, and the evidence that supports it, okay? So this is what we're going to do. Back to our mysteries. We are going to solve some mysteries by reviewing some graphs that I'm going to be giving you. You're going to review some temperature graphs for a mystery location. And then you're going to use the clues from the graph, the information that you get there, and you can see if you can team it up with a location that that graph might be representing. So you're going to use some of the clues, the highs and lows of the max temperatures, to try to determine where is this location. Okay, so we're looking for clues, looking for evidence, and seeing if we can team up a graph with where that location is. I'm going to show you an example. Okay, so here's a picture of an example graph. So I want you to look at this for a minute and think about something that you notice or wonder about this graph. What do you notice or wonder? Share with somebody near you. And Melissa, you don't know what you do just for this part. We're going to be moving around. Would you move over and sit next to Leo? So if there's other partners, you have somebody to team up with since Mervin's not here.
I noticed that
Okay, go ahead and share at your table.
left side.
What do you notice or wonder?
It's been one block
Yes, good. So Celsius and
Let's see, the highest a little over 64 Fahrenheit. I think that is around. That's temperature. That's some degree. I know, but but then I don't know
do you notice the low? What do you think the lowest temperature? Maybe 20? Alright, good. I think it's very close to 20. You're very close.
in January.
Alright, share with me. What are some things that we noticed or you wondered? Let's give each other encouragement if you also noticed or wondered that same thing with a similarity sign. Matthew, something you noticed or wondered?
Its max temperature barely gets over 64 degrees.
Alright, so the max temperature barely gets over 64 degrees. And so what you can do, you'll have a paper like this and you'll have a marker and you can mark right on here. So about, what do you think? It's over 64. What do you think? What would you estimate that would be, Matthew? If this is 64, yeah, maybe 67.
Yeah.
Okay, so great.
What's
Keep
this
in agreement. All right, what about a max low temperature? What is the lowest temperature that it gets to? What do you see? Rob?
Below 18 Fahrenheit.
Okay, below 18 Fahrenheit, so here. So what do we think?
I think it would be like maybe 16.
Maybe 16, okay. So we've got a difference, and let me add my Fahrenheit here because that's important. 67 degrees as a high in this location and 16 degrees as a low. So question for you, first of all, if one of the mystery locations was Ellicott City, Maryland, give me a thumb up or a thumb down if you think that this mystery location could possibly be Ellicott City, Maryland. Thumb up or thumb down if you think we have enough evidence to support that this could be Ellicott City, Maryland.
Where
Rahi?
what season or month is this in?
Oh, good question. Can anyone answer that? What season are we talking about? What's our time, Genevieve?
We're talking about January all the way to December.
Thank you. So we've got weather graph for an entire year for this location. Does that help inform what you think? All of a sudden you went no. So you want to tell me about that? Why do you think?
Because I was gonna say maybe if it's like fall or winter, because that's cold. But now I don't think so, because that's for the whole year. It's not gonna be like this in summer for sure.
We get a lot hotter than 64 degrees.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we've just used our deductive reasoning by looking at evidence to say this is definitely wouldn't be Maryland. Now, one of your choices is not Maryland. Okay. But that's kind of how you're going to be doing. Something else to share, Quentin? Did you want to share anything else? No? Okay. All right. So you'll have a map, and then let me show you what else you will have. Now, I have a question for you. Can you wait? What if someone says, I think this is Maryland? Are you going to say, no, it's not? Like, can anyone give me an idea, maybe something we've learned before, of a way that we could respond as we go back to our group guidelines of communicating kindly, a way that you could respond if you disagree with someone's claim? Charlotte, what's something you might say?
I respectfully disagree with you because blank.
Something else, Genevieve?
I don't really agree with you because.
Love it. Okay. This is what I would like for you to do, because not only are we going to be examining the weather data, drawing conclusions, making a claim about the data, we're also going to be critiquing, defending, agreeing with, or debating, respectfully disagreeing with our peers. And so what I would like for you to do is I'd like for you to take out your journals, open up to the next blank page. That's your science journals. Open up to the next blank page. problem to solve. Great opportunity. What do you think would be a good way to solve that problem? I don't have my journal either. Guess what I did?
I just took that piece of paper.
Would you like to take a piece of paper to use like me? So you need to have a seat, raise your hand. All right. So on here, we want to make sure, since not only are we making claims, observations, critiquing, defending, we're going to want to make sure that we're doing that in a way that is communicating kindly and using our group guidelines. So I'd like for you, over on our accountable talks, where we've got some of those stems that help us, encourage us to speak to each other and share our ideas in a way that's respectful, I'd like for you to choose at least 2 of those stems that you would like to challenge yourself to use in your group today when you're discussing. So choose 1 or 2. I might say, I hear what you are saying. I see it. So I hear what you're saying, but I see it differently. I might also say, I agree because. So just choose a couple. There might be some options that you think to try to challenge yourself to use. Let's take 2 minutes and write those down. Thank you for waiting patiently. Yes.
I have another thing I could say
What else?
for disagreement. Respectfully disagree because I used to live in the Ellicott City and it got up in the 90s.
Yes. Absolutely. I love that example.
I found it in my desk.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. Farah just said, can we copy from there as we're writing them down? Yep, that's exactly what I'd like for you to do.
Oh, wait, no, that's
And these are the ones that I copied, but you can choose whatever you like.
Can we do more than 2?
We can. We'll spend, give you another minute. And as you're in group, we of course will have those resources up there, so I encourage you to continue to use those as you're discussing. So writing them down kind of puts it in the forefront of our brain. And then we'll still have the resources up there to refer to. All right, if you would finish your last word of whatever you're writing, and then put your pencil in your journal and close your journal up, and then put your eyes back up here. Do that by the count of 1, 5, 4, 3, wherever you are, even if you're not done. 2, and 1. All pencils down, the journals closed. Almost everybody's eyes are. Okay, so this is how it's going to go. Almost all pencils, I want all journals closed just so we're not tempted to So, this is what you're gonna do. We're going to get, each one of you are going to be assigned a group number. I'll show you where the groups are going to be around the room. You'll have your group location, and when you get to your group location, you're gonna decide on your group roles. We've done group roles before, and so those roles are conversation captain, materials manager, presenter, and scribe. And I've shown you, we've used these cards before, but each group will actually get a set of cards when you get to your group. So your first thing is you're going to decide on the group roles. Just like we've done before, once you've decided, the materials manager will come up to me. Your eyes are on me, that's gonna help me to know that you're listening. The materials manager will come up to me, and I will give you your supplies that you'll be using to collect your evidence. So in your group, you're going to pull out your directions. Your conversation captain will read the directions to the group. Your scribe will be writing on the pink paper, writing everybody's group name. It's not the scribe's responsibility to get all the answers, it's the scribe's responsibility to take the ideas from the group to write them down. The scribe isn't just doing all the work, they're just collecting the ideas that the whole group comes up with. Okay? You will have 3 graphs and 3 maps. 3 mystery graphs, 3 maps. Your job, based on the evidence, what graphs do you think go with which map location? Okay? So looking at all of the data on here, there's also some data on the map. Collecting that evidence, can you team them up? Can you have good discussions in the process as you are examining the data patterns, drawing conclusions about what it means, and writing your claim, and critiquing other people's thinking in your group, okay? So those are the supplies that the materials manager will get. So after the materials manager comes to get your supply in your group, you're going to review the graphs. We're remembering that as you're critiquing the reasoning of others, using the accountable talks that we just talked about. And I want to come back to these great group guidelines that we came up with as a class a few weeks ago, that everyone contributes. We're listening quietly to our group members who are sharing, using these great slant behaviors that you all taught me about. Sitting up and still, looking at the speaker, asking questions, nodding, and tracking with your eyes, and communicating kindly. Okay, so remember our group guidelines. Any questions so far about what we're going to do or how you're going to do it? We'll have about 10 minutes. Something else to keep in mind. Seasonal differences are stronger at higher latitudes away from the equator. Temperatures are warmer, lower latitudes, closer to the equator. All those things that we've learned about altitude, elevation, latitude. Why are those important to keep in mind? Why are latitude, elevation, all right, Zaydan, what do you think?
Because you can use the elevation to figure out. You can use elevation, latitude. You can use elevation, latitude, and temperature to figure out how the temperature graphs coincide with the information of the mystery.
Yes. So I'm going to be coming around. I've got my questions as well. I've got my accountable talk questions that I'm going to be coming around to ask you as you are interacting with your group, and we'll be kind of listening into those conversations and how those evidence pieces relate to the decisions that you're making. Okay? Take a look at our list of groups. Find your name. Raise your hand if you don't see your name. over some things. Just don't touch the items quite yet. All right, would you go ahead? Oh, what's going to be important? What will be helpful to bring to your group with you? What do you think might be helpful as you're doing this exercise? Jessica, what do you think?
A pencil.
A pencil is going to be helpful. What else might be helpful? Charlotte?
Maybe a dry erase marker.
Oh, thank you. And I will be giving you a dry erase marker, or you have one in your desk if you want to use that. Absolutely. Anything else? Brock?
Maybe you could bring your journal to write down information.
I love that. Did you hear what she said? Maybe you can bring your journal because you just wrote those great accountable talk STEM suggestions for yourself. Bring your journal, and you've got other notes that might be helpful as well. All right. Go ahead and stand behind your push-in chair. All right. Oh, everybody breathe. No, nobody should be touching anything in the center of your table. We're standing behind our push-in chairs. Your group number, so Brock, Mason, Melissa, and Rocky, they will be working over here. Now you've got, some groups have 4 and some groups have 3. What are you going to do if you've got 3 people and 4 group roles? What will you do, Alice?
One person can have more than one job.
One person can have more than one job. That's one suggestion. Annie?
We could pick a job for the other person and then just do it. And then just do their job.
Oh, do their job? Yep, so somebody would have more than one job. Yep, because that's the person who's absent. Could you share a job?
Yes.
You could share a job. If you wanted to, that would be fine. Suggestion for if there's a disagreement. What if there's disagreement? I want to be the presenter. No, I want to be the presenter. What should we do? What are we going to do? Matthew? We can do rock, paper, scissors. Same. Seems to be the easiest way to go. Okay. All right. Raise your hand if you're not sure. We've got group 1 here, group 2, group 3, group 4 back at Brooke's table, and group 5. Raise your hand if you're not sure where you're going to be working. So group 3, so Annie, Matthew, Brooke, and Kristen are going to be working right there. So what group are you, Yishka?
2.
You're group 2, so where's your table? Got it. Okay. Any questions? All right, go ahead to your group. Okay, I'm just going to go. So did you just decide on everybody's role?
Pretty much.
Is that okay with you?
I wanted this one, but we have to decide who wants to get this Let's put the jobs on the number 2.
Yes. Okay, come on. Once you decided, are you ready? Okay. Here you go. Five, you guys almost ready?
Who's the material
Since you have 9 minutes left, the timer is on the screen.
Okay, so I typed Phoenix, Arizona. I'll start with. How do you spell your name, Melissa? She's right. What is that number? So Phoenix, Arizona is probably really hot because it's right here. And Phoenix, Arizona.
Why do you think it's really hot?
Because I went to Florida and Florida is really hot and the equal lives. I've actually been to Arizona.
So the
and
last
it is hot. We have to figure out if one is like really hot. Okay, let's do it. Vermont. These two are not. You get the point. Yeah.
Who is your discussion leader? Oh, conversation captain. Did you get the directions? All right, so you're make sure that everybody's following the directions.
This is over here.
So Yusra is not feeling well, so she went to the nurse. So she's your materials manager. So someone else will have to take
She
that.
already got
Okay, so when we collect them, someone else will have to do it. That's fine. All right, conversation captain, make sure everybody knows what to do. How are you gonna tell them?
I'm gonna write location step by step.
You don't have to really. So we've got, let's see, we've got like 7 minutes left. So you know generally what we're doing? What are we trying to do? What are we trying to do with the supplies over there? Take a look. Take a look at the clues. We're looking to make a claim from the temperatures.
What's the highest temperature?
The highest and lowest.
No, that's location 1. You have to do the highest and lowest. So look, we already do this. We already do this. And then 2 is me. I take seasonal differences are stronger and larger as they are further from the equator. There's usually little or no seasonal difference in temperature at or near the equator.
So you think this might be Alaska issue here? So why do you think that?
Because, well, we test the map. This is too close to the equator.
So that's too close to the, and what does that mean? If it's too close to the equator, why is that
It would be
important?
warmer because it would be in the, what's it called? Guys, what is it? Polar, temperate, and, well, it would be like in the tropical. Yeah. Well, this would be in like the tropical area.
Tropical near.
This
Good,
is like
good.
on the equator, so tropical.
Yes, good.
So this is polar because polar up here, temperate around here, and the tropical is right here.
Now, do you all agree? Do you agree, Yishka? Yes?
I agree.
You agree?
I've been writing down all the information right now. You have so they can see if it's right or wrong. Wait, what should I write?
So why is the altitude important?
Because
That's like the elevation.
elevation. So why the other two? The higher it is, the other two. Closer it is to the equator. Right. And Alaska is further away, and it is.
Think about elevation. We think about elevator.
The higher we get, the colder it is. And the lower we get, the warmer. The other two are two that are close to the equator. I said that it's 8,675 feet in altitude, which is really high, and it's going to be really cold.
Okay, so
And it's also the coldest graph there is.
okay, so do you all agree with that?
Yep.
Yes.
Wait, isn't that the altitude? It's not the latitude.
So altitude, so
Altitude is the height above sea level. Yeah. And the higher you go, the colder it gets.
yes.
Yeah.
So that's correct. So you, Mr. One, you think is Finland. Very good. So does that help you with doing the rest of it? If you've got one map and one graph put aside. So what do you think about the other one?
We think that Vermont, USA is this one because we only have two more, and this one's Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah.
And this one definitely gets hotter than Vermont because Phoenix, Arizona is at a higher altitude, which is really cold.
So Reeve's doing a lot with her. So you're done with number one. So now number two. So you want to explain to your group what you thought about number?
I think that number 2 is Burlington, Vermont, because it has a higher latitude than Arizona, and because it's a higher
How are you all doing?
8,675 feet.
Do you think 3 more minutes is enough time? 2.5 minutes? Wait, so what is it?
Where's Alaska? 8,700. Oh, sorry, 8,675.
Great evidence down.
I know that.
66. Why do you think it's important for how far away it is from the equator? Why does that matter?
Because that's the colder it gets. So up or down, it's colder. So, yeah, you already put it up. So Greenland, you could Greenland.
That's a great resource, right?
The top of Greenland is wait. 45. Guys, where is the map? Guys, first. Do you have markers? Guys.
How are you guys doing here?
I'm trying to. You figured out one. 6 is Bogota. Wait, I'm trying.
Use another pen if you
I am trying to help them, but they won't let me.
Oh.
What do you mean? What do you mean? You're just not doing anything. I'm trying to talk. No, you aren't.
Stay down. Could you use some of the accountable boxes? Do you have something up there that might help you to be able to communicate to your group in a way that's kind? What do you think you might be able to use?
Okay, so I'm going to erase this. Okay, so why do we think that? Ow, I'm hurting myself. Because 276. Well, as you can see, it's on the yeah. And if we look on the back, it has to be the longest. This fast. I have one for mystery graph location 3. It is because it's so important. Because it is on the equator and its graph shows the highest temperature. Because what? It's on the equator and the equator is the highest. The places in high temperature and the graph.
All right. So on a scale, look at me. On a scale of fist to 5, fist is we have not done anything yet. We have nothing written yet. To 5, we've done all 3. Fist to 5, where are you? Show me how many claims have you had written with evidence? How many claims do you have written with evidence? Do you already have at least one claim with evidence? All right, so I'm gonna give you 2 more minutes to continue working. If you don't have at least one claim written, you have 2 minutes to get at least one claim written. 2 minutes.
Knew that was this is my room. We just finished this one.
Okay, so which one is that? So you think it's Finland?
But we didn't do the evidence.
Okay, so which one do you think is Finland? Which number? So this one?
Yes.
All right, so the location, so that's number 1. So mystery graph location, you think is Finland. So put number 1, location 1. Okay, and you think this is,
Finland.
so where's the Finland map?
Right here in Europe.
Okay,
I did
so,
my best.
so that's absolutely fine. So, what's the evidence from here that makes you think that this graph,
It's right there. It has a higher altitude and a higher latitude.
do you all agree with that? Why is that important, that it has a high altitude and a high latitude?
The higher up you get, the colder it is in elevation. Yes, and the farther up you go in latitude, the colder it gets.
What do you think about that, Leo? Do you agree with what he said? All right, sounds good. We've got, all right, think we can get that written in 35 seconds? You can just write the facts of the evidence that had you come to that conclusion.
And 35 seconds.
24 more seconds.
We haven't finished this one because
As long as you've got 1 on there, then that's okay.
Okay, so there's a comma between. I can do it.
All right. Oh my God, Nate. All right, friends. I don't. I should get one. All right. So would you please, materials managers, would you please take all of your materials, put them back in the blue folder, including the pink paper. All of your papers back in the blue folder, and bring them back up to me. And everyone can go back to their seats. You can do that in 30 seconds.
No, she said to put the paper in.
We are going to do it tomorrow. Maybe Friday. Thank you. I'll take cards too. Everything that's on your desk. Oh, that's there. I've got group 2. I have group 5. You can put everything in this.
Oh my God. Mason. Mason.
5 more seconds to your seats. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank you. Eyes up here. You all did a great job. Great conversations that were happening in the groups. Great way of articulating what you were thinking. Well done. Would you please take out your items, stand behind your cushioned chairs. I have one last question for you before you leave. Yes. learned or something that left you what?
Discombobulated.
Discombobulated. Think about it. Share it with somebody at your table or next to you. Something new you learned, something you enjoyed, or something that left you discombobulated. What?
I enjoyed acting like having my
Good. All right, my friends. Excellent job today. Thank you, guys. Wonderful job. You may go ahead and line up, and we'll see if Miss Patrilla has a job.
If you don't take the rest
No, that's up to Mrs. Mathis. She's the one who tells me.
What is it? An elephant? Like,
It's a Minecraft. It's a Lego Minecraft.
it's a rover?
It's discombobulated.
Gotcha. You like Minecraft?